77 WABC and Bergen Newbridge Medical Center honor the life of legendary broadcaster and our friend, Ernie Anastas.
Hi, it's Ernie Anastas. You know, your thoughts can affect how you feel. Bergen Newbridge Medical Center is the largest hospital in New Jersey, providing comprehensive, equitable, compassionate, and high-quality emergency inpatient and outpatient medical care, plus mental health services and substance use disorder treatment. The Bergen Newbridge team can address your total health needs in one convenient location. Call 201-225-7130 for an appointment or newbridgehealth.org.
Katz and Cosby on the Red Apple Podcast Network.
Let's go to the senator.
Yeah, absolutely. He's calling in now. Senator Kevin Cramer from North Dakota.
Well, Friday night. What the heck is going on? With us today from the great state of North Dakota, Senator Kevin Cramer. And Senator Cramer, I mean, we got so many moving parts. What do you want to talk about tonight?
Well, I think tonight is a good night to talk about, we talk about any number of things. You're right, the moving parts. But speaking of moving parts, Iran and Donald Trump and the negotiations that are going on under duress for the Iranians with all the leverage for Donald Trump, I think has been a fascinating thing to watch over these last several weeks. And while the Democrats keep screaming and hollering and wanting to impeach and do whatever else, Donald Trump is starting to show just why he wrote the book, literally, on negotiations.
Well, he is, let me tell you something. I was in the airline business at one time, and I dealt with India, Pakistan, Israel, Nigeria, and let me tell you, it was an experience.
Well, that's a good word for it. It's an experience. Well, look at this guy, though. Donald Trump, first of all, he always, as you know, and everybody in New York knows, he always negotiates from a position of strength. And when he called for the launch of Operation Epic Fury and said it wouldn't last long, he was right. Other people doubted him, but he was right. And he demonstrated American superiority. He along with the United States Air Force and combined with the Israeli Air Force, the two strongest air forces in the world, combined together, demonstrated just how strong and mighty the United States and Israel really are. And then with the Strait of Hormuz, when the Iranians, with what little they had left, thought that they could somehow control the Strait of Hormuz and keep the flow of free goods. By that I mean the free flow of American enterprise through the Strait of Hormuz, but punish the other Arab states in the nation or in the neighborhood, and somehow they could let their oil flow freely through it. Donald Trump once again flexed and put the end to that by blocking all ships that are carrying product in and out of the ports in Iran, while at the same time helping open pathways through the Strait of Hormuz for friendly commerce. And I think at this point now, as we just see it day by day playing out, that Donald Trump has proven to have the upper hand, and you're seeing a much more, I don't want to say necessarily compliant, but a much, much closer negotiation taking place toward peace than war. And then, so again, you have to hand it to Donald Trump and by the way, to his team. I mean, look at Marco Rubio when he steps up to the microphone, what his messages mean and do, and how they comfort the world, and they comfort the markets. They give a sense of confidence to the geopolitics of the region. I just think you're watching a masterful regime doing a masterful job
Absolutely.
Right now in the Middle East.
Senator, knowing Donald Trump for a long time, I will tell you, when he said this morning that the fact is he doesn't concern himself with the small skirmishes is because there's a civil war going on in Iran, that there's Iranians that don't want peace. And he's dealing with the Iranians that want peace, and the Chinese, in my opinion, are supporting the Iranians Iranians that want peace. So if everybody can get it straight, there's Iranians that want peace and Iranians that don't want peace. And I believe that China is standing on the side of the Iranians that want peace and get this over with. And the other thing I have to say is the fact is that history repeats itself. And one of my historian friends said to me, this happened 150 years ago in the shores of Tripoli. The shores of Tripoli had to do with the Barbary Coast where they wouldn't let the American ships go through. I'm going to say, does that mean the Marines are going to come up with a new hymn from the shores of Tripoli to the shores of Hormuz?
Well, that could be arranged probably, but John, the illustrations you just used are wonderful in this, illustrating just the complexity of geopolitics. And your illustration of China being on the side of those who want peace, I think represents what Donald Trump intuitively understands, and that's it. At the end of the day, all politics is about economics. And China, while they are more naturally aligned, perhaps, with a dictatorship, a strong man, even though they're not communists, they are obviously radical Islamists, but they have similar interests in that the Chinese have been buying discounted oil from Iran for a long time. But at the end of the day, they're not true brothers and sisters in terms of their politics. And China is smart enough to know that they'd rather be with the side of the victor than the side of the loser. And that's the difference between our alliances and their alliances. The same is true of Russia. The same is true of North Korea. They're all sort of friends in that they have a common enemy. But when that common enemy is stronger than their ally, they become more compliant with us. And so you're exactly right, and that's a great illustration of how history repeats itself, and also how the Chinese want to buy oil, and right now they're not able to buy discounted oil or any oil from Iran because we're not letting Iran's oil out.
And I'm going to give you the good news. With history, President Trump, and I discussed it with him, doesn't repeat itself, where we cut out Japan just before World War II completely from oil. President Trump says, China, you could have all the oil you want. Let's just negotiate price. So it's only about price, not about you're not going to have any.
Well, therein lies the other thing he understands about economics. That supply and demand can come together in the United States.
Understood.
Because we have it. So it's awesome. It's good. It's good to be us, John.
Senator Cramer, thank you for coming on this Friday evening, and God bless America, and let's talk again soon.
Let's do it. Have a great weekend.
Thanks for listening to Katz and Cosby with John Catsimatidis and Rita Cosby. You can hear Katz and Cosby weekdays at 5. It's the 5 o'clock show on 77 WABC. If you like the podcast, share it with your friends and listen anytime at WABCRadio.com and download the WABC Radio app. Hit that subscribe button on all major podcast platforms. Plus, follow WABC on social on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and X. See you next time for a new episode, so you never have to wonder.
What the heck is going on here?
Oh, it's out of here! Home run Ferry Hawks!
Get ready, Staten Island. It's time to celebrate 5 years of Ferry Hawks baseball. Come out to the ballpark this week as the Ferry Hawks welcome in the Charleston Dirty Birds May 5th through the 10th. Grab the kids and come on out. We kick it off on Tuesday, May 5th with Cinco de Baseball with $5 tickets and $5 food and beverage specials. And we end the week as we celebrate all moms on Mother's Day. Moms get in free. Visit ferryhawks.com now to lock in your seats.